Hello everyone, this is John, and welcome back to another episode of Southern Exposure. Well, today guys, we're the first week of February here in South Louisiana, and we get different kinds of weather in and out this time of year, and so I'm going to be cooking indoors today because right now it's cold and it's raining. I'm not going to do anything outside. Today's going to be a great day for cooking something for you guys inside on the stovetop, something that you guys can make that's going to be really good. Today we're going to be doing Cajun garlic butter shrimp served over fettuccine. And this is going to be really good. This is my variation of it. If you look on the internet, if you look on YouTube, guys, you're going to see many different variations of what I'm going to do today. This is the one that I personally like to do, and I'm going to share it with you. And everything that I have that I'm doing today is very easy to get, and it's sitting right behind me. So let me show you what it is. We're using our seasonings today are going to be some Zatarain's products. As you know, I like to use a lot of my local products. As most of you do that cook around where you live. So part of our seasoning for the shrimp today is going to be the Zatarain's blackened seasoning, Zatarain's Creole seasoning, Zatarain's garlic and herb seasoning. And we're going to kick it up a notch. We're going to add a little tiger sauce. This is a local type hot sauce. It's really suited for cooking more than it is a straight out hot sauce. This has a lot of flavor in it. We're going to add this to the shrimp as well. And of course, we're doing garlic butter for our shrimp, okay? Now this isn't the shrimp, this isn't the garlic butter I normally use. This is a different brand. I know some of you have had trouble finding the Lewis Road Creamery brand of garlic and herb butter that I use. So this is one that is a little bit easier to get from your local grocery. Walmart even has it. It may not always be in season, but this is the one I'm using. It will say garlic and herb on it. Okay. Of course, we're doing it over fettuccine. So we've got our pasta. We've got minced garlic. As you see that, we got our minced garlic, and we also have the onions. Green onions, bell pepper, celery, and parsley. This is all chopped up. I went ahead and prepped this. I know you guys don't want to sit there and watch me chop up vegetables. Anybody that cooks, right, you know how to chop up veggies. So this is going in with it. And of course, we've got our beautiful Louisiana shrimp. This shrimp has been peeled and deveined. It's ready to go. And I would recommend for this dish, you do absolutely that. Get that poo-poo out of there. You don't need any poo-poo in your shrimp. Devein it, get all the shells off, and you're ready to go. Okay, so and that's basically it, guys. We've got everything in front of you. I got a little salt and pepper, of course, we'll add in that. I'll show you how to do all that. Everything's sitting right here, so all we got to do is do it. You ready? Well, let's get started. Okay, guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we have our shrimp. We're going to season the shrimp up. We're going to get this done. This is our first step we're going to do. I have the seasonings that I told you about just a minute ago. I'll tell you again. I'll even show you this time. Blackened seasoning, Creole seasoning, garlic and herb seasoning, okay? And the tiger sauce. So we're going to give that a shake up. We're going to add the sauce first. Now, it's really hard to put a measurement to this because many of you do the same thing, but most of us here in Louisiana, when we do our cooking, it's always cooked to taste. It's really hard sometimes to put a measurement to this. What I just put in there now was probably about 2 tablespoons of this sauce, okay? Maybe a tad more, but when you do things over and over, you just kind of know how to do it, and you really don't always put a measurement to it. So that's probably about 2 tablespoons of the hot sauce. And I'm just visually going to look at it. This would probably be in teaspoon increments if you really want to put a measurement to it. So I'm going to add the blackened seasoning. the Creole seasoning. Okay. And again, this is probably about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons at the most. Okay, and then garlic and herb seasoning. Can add some of that in there. Okay. So we're going to put that in there, and we're just going to mix it up. Now, if you notice, I didn't add any salt to it. These products have salt in it, so we don't want to over salt it. Even this has salt in it. So we're going to just mix this up. Get them all good and coated. It smells wonderful already. Absolutely incredible. So we're going to get all these seasoned up good. Okay? Have a look at that. All nice and seasoned. Smells wonderful already. All right, we're going to set these to the side, and we're going to go to our next step, and I'll show you what that is. So hold on one second. Okay, guys. Next, we're going to get our pasta started. So I've got a 6-quart pot to cook the pasta in. I've got the water already in it. We're going to add a teaspoon of salt. Okay. And we're going to add about a teaspoon of oil. I use olive oil. Just a little bit. Okay. Got that added in. Okay. Now, the pasta that I'm using, this came in a 1-pound package. I'll show it to you again. This came in a 1-pound package. I'm using about half of it. This is about, if you look in there, I'm using about half of it. This is going to be 2 to 3 servings of what we're making here. Of course, it depends on your eaters. If you got big eaters, well, you know, it's probably only going to be 2 servings. But this could be as many as 3 servings. I've got our fettuccine pasta. I'm going to get this water up to a boil. And we're going to cook this for about 4 minutes. We may not cook it completely done, because what we're going to do is the skillet that I have, we're actually going to do everything in this skillet. So once I get everything in this skillet done, this is the only one we're using, and we're going to serve our meal out of the same skillet. Okay, so we're going to do all this together. So that saves you a couple of steps. So I'm going to get this boiling, and I'm going to get started. We're going to do the shrimp next. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So be right back. Okay, we've got our pasta done. I've got it off to the side. Now, I like to do my pasta first and get it done and get it in the colander and set to the side. The reason I like to do this is because once you get to cooking the shrimp, you're not going to be able to walk away or do too many other things, because you need to stay here and stir it and keep an eye on it. I mean, you could walk away for a little bit, but not much. So I just like to get the pasta out of the way, and then all I'm doing is focusing on this. We'll say, okay, so we've got our stovetop set to a medium heat, which on here it says medium. It's between a 4 and a 6, so it's medium, 5, whatever. So we're going to add our oil, and this is olive oil. We're going to add this. Now this is about 2.5 tablespoons if you had to put a measurement to it. So we're going to put that in. We're going to add our minced garlic in with it. Okay. We're going to do that. Get all that in there. And I may have to turn the fire up a little bit. It's starting to sizzle. Okay, so we're getting there. So I'm just going to get that, incorporate that in with the oil. And let that brown up just a little bit first. Now, it may not look like much right now, but all this is going to come together and it's going to be just right. So I'm just going to get this going. And all it takes is just about a minute. You'll see the garlic start to brown up. If you don't want to use the minced garlic, you can use the shaved garlic or whatever you like. I like to use the minced garlic. Like I said, this is just the way I do it. So we're just going to stir this in a little bit. Just want to keep it moving around. Now, those of you that's cooked this many times, y'all, you know, this may be kind of boring to you, but you guys, if this is your first time, this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm videoing. I'm showing you all the steps so you can know how to do this. I'm coming up on about a minute with this. See, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Speed it up a little bit. You don't want to go too hot because you don't want to burn it. Okay, now it's starting to go. Okay, that's about a minute. Okay, so now we're going to add our onions, green onions, bell pepper, celery that I told you about. This is about 1/4 cup. I'm going to add this in next. Okay. Now what we're going to do is just take a minute. This will take a couple of minutes. We're going to cook this down because we don't want crunchy vegetables in our food. At least I don't. So we're going to let this cook down a little bit. So this will take just a few minutes. And like I was saying, this is why I like to cook my pasta first, because once I start this, I don't like to walk away from it. I like to have everything around me, everything ready to go, because I do a lot of stirring, a lot of moving around, you know. I don't let things just sit too long. I like to stir it up, let it cook down. Let this get going good. Now when this cooks down a little bit more, I'm going to add the garlic butter to it, but I don't want to add it just yet. I want this to cook down a little bit first. Some of you may do it all at the same time. It just depends how you want to do it. I just like the way I do it. You understand, when you cook things, you like to do it your way. I'm the same way. So this is what we're doing. Okay, we're going to let this cook down a little bit. Then we're going to add our butter. Okay guys, we've got this cooked down. It's been a few minutes. That's why I didn't keep running the camera. There's no need to sit here and watching that. I've got it cooked down. It's browning up. It's looking really nice. I'm going to go ahead and add the butter. This is the garlic butter. The garlic and herb. Now, this is about 1/4 of the stick. I'm probably going to add a little more, but I want it to cook down and see how it looks. Like I said, a lot of this stuff we do by sight, taste, and smell. So I'm going to let this cook down a little bit, and I'm probably going to add a little more. I probably am. So we're going to get this butter down, get this going with it. Okay, now as you can see, that started cooking down really quick. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add another little, about 1/4 stick. So that's gonna be up to a half a stick of butter now of this. Just about a half. The onions, bell pepper, celery, all that's cooked down now. It's looking and smelling really good. So we got the butter mix it in with it. Okay, so we're ready, guys. We're ready to add the shrimp. Let me grab those. Okay, now remember, this is the shrimp that we seasoned beforehand. And with the Zatarain's products, with the tiger sauce, and it just looks absolutely incredible. We're going to go ahead and add this into it. All right, get that out of the way. And then we're going to cook our shrimp. Now we're going to cook these shrimp for about 2 minutes. I'm on medium heat. I'm going to go back up to about between 6 and 7, just a little bit more heat. And we're going to cook these shrimp. This will take about 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. It depends on your heat setting. But we're going to go ahead and cook these shrimp down. And it'll take just a few minutes. And guys, we're almost done. Once these shrimp get ready, we're going to add our pasta in with it right here on top of it. And this stuff is going to be ready. So let me stir this in a minute. And when it's about done, I'm going to pop back in and I'll show you what this looks like. Okay guys, we've got this all cooked down. The shrimp are ready. Everything is mixed in, coming together. Smells delicious. It's time to add the pasta to it. We're going to go ahead and get this pasta in and let that simmer. I got it still on medium heat. I'm going to go off of medium heat up to 6. And we're just going to stir this in. The pasta's a little clumped together, but don't worry, it'll come apart as soon as it gets a little more heat on it. And we're going to blend this all in together. I'm going to show you how that's going to look. See, it's already coming apart. No problem. It's already mixing up. This smells so good, guys. Now just keep an eye on your stovetop, whether you're using gas or electric, it doesn't matter. I fluctuate my temperature between 4, 5, and 7, which is medium, a little hotter, you know, back and forth. You just watch it. You don't want it to get it to cooking too fast. If you get a little light simmer to it, that's really good. But you don't want to get it up too hot because you will burn it pretty easy. Now see, at this point, I'm just mixing all this in. I did add a little bit more butter to it just because the amount I was making, I didn't feel like it was enough. So just keep an eye on it. If it doesn't look like it has enough on it, you know, then go ahead and add a little bit more butter. It'll melt right down and it'll incorporate right in with everything else and it'll be perfect. So this is absolutely looking incredible. We're going to let this just blend all in a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to get me some pepper. I'm going to add some pepper to it at this point. Now I like pepper. Many of you may not like it. So you can add or not add this to taste. I like a little pepper. So at this time I'm going to put that on and then we'll mix it back in. The seasoning that I used has a good amount of salt in it. So you don't necessarily need to add more salt. You may want to taste it first. If you find that it needs a little more salt, we'll add it when you plate it up. When you take a bite of it, say, I might need a little more salt, then add it then. You could do the same thing with the pepper if it's not enough pepper for you. But I will tell you that the garlic butter, the minced garlic that I added to it, the garlic is going to be there, and it's not going to be overpowering. It's going to be just right. Now remember, this is a garlic butter shrimp recipe, so it is going to possibly be a little more garlicky than some of you are used to. You may not be able to tolerate that much garlic, but it's not overpowering. For those of us who love garlic, this will not be overpowering whatsoever. This will be absolutely fabulous. The shrimp are going to be delicious. You got the right amount of seasoning in it. You got the right amount of garlic in it for this dish, and it's just going to be good. So there it is, guys. There it is. It looks good. Now you could set this down. You could turn your stove off. You want to get it, it's got a little simmer still to it it's doing. You really, at this point, it's done. You really don't need to do any more. You could absolutely put it on low if you wanted to and just let it sit if you're waiting on someone to join you, just to keep it a little warm. But you don't want to get it to cooking anymore. You just want to kind of keep it warm, unless you're ready to plate it up immediately. So, okay, so at this point, I'm going to move this over to the table. And we're going to plate this up and we're going to have a bite, and I'll show you what that's like. So be right back. Well, okay guys, there it is. We got it plated up. Here's what it looks like. We've got us some garlic toast. Now I did the same garlic and herb butter that I did with the meal. Spread some on some little pistolets I cut in half. Got those toasted up. We got everything ready. You can add Parmesan cheese if you like at this point. I like to eat it just like it is myself, so I'm just going to leave it just like that, guys. But here it is. Have a look at that. Doesn't that look good? Oh man, only one thing left to do, right? And that's take a taste. I'm going to try the shrimp first. Just right. The shrimp are cooked perfectly. They got that garlic taste to them. I taste the seasonings that's in it. It all mixed together just perfectly. We're gonna take a bite of the noodles. Man, I wish you were here. This is really good, guys. Really, really good. Absolutely incredible. Now, if you prep everything ahead of time, you could make this meal definitely in under an hour. This doesn't take long to do. You could probably do this as quick as 45 minutes total. It doesn't take that long to do it. This is a really easy meal to make for your family. Like I said, it's not overpowering. You do know it is garlic. You do taste the garlic in it, but you also taste the seasonings that I put in it as well. So this is a really quick meal, really easy meal. You're gonna like it. Your family's gonna love it. You're gonna knock a home run out of the park by doing this one, guys. So now I will, in the description, I will leave links to all the seasoning that I used, and I'll leave a little bit of the methods in the which I, the way I put it together. But basically all you need to do is just watch the video back, and you'll see exactly how I did it. It's not very hard at all, guys. You can do this. You really can. So this is going to do it for this one, man. I'm going to get busy on this thing right now. Listen, guys, I appreciate you so much. Those of you that have recently subscribed to my channel and left these wonderful comments, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It just warms my heart to see all of you enjoying what I do. I've said many times, I'm no chef. I'm just a little guy from South Louisiana who enjoys cooking and enjoys sharing with you what I do. If you haven't done so yet, please be sure and hit that like button. Go on your other social medias, guys. I really like to get my videos out. The more videos I get out, the more people get to enjoy what I'm doing. You guys that are on TikTok, Facebook, the other ones that you're on, share this video out, man. I really appreciate it. I would love to have more of you come and watch this. My channel's still kind of new, so I'm still growing it. But those of you that are here, I really appreciate it. I really do, guys. Well, I'm going to go and get this put inside my belly, and I'm going to quit running my mouth. So thank you guys so much for watching. And this is John with Southern Exposure, and we'll see you next time.